Okay, the bank holiday weekend is over, and Simon and his team have completed their trip, and Simon is now going to have a little chat to me about how the canoe trip through the Great Glen of Scotland went. Hi Simon, good to hear you again.
Hi Donald.
You're back home now, out of the wind and the rain and the... Oh, but you had some sun as well, didn't you? Yeah.
We did have some sun, but it is nice to be sat back at home and in the comfort.
So the last time I spoke to you was Sunday afternoon, and you'd done about half, or just over half the length of Loch Ness. So how did the rest of your trip go? The remainder of Sunday and the final leg on Monday?
Okay, so yes, when we spoke, we were I was sitting on a headland. The waves were quite severe in Loch Ness that day. And there was boats that were going past that were causing a wake that was making things even more tricky. And when I tried to launch back into the Loch Ness, so the boat was getting pushed backwards, and I was at the back of the boat. So in terms of the waves, I was at the front of the boat, and a massive wave came over and soaked me. The boat filled with water. We had to get it back in and tip it up and try again. That was the closest we came to capsizing. That was a bit of a cold shower. That really did catch us out.
Yeah, I can imagine. But no capsize, but still.
No capsize. We managed to get it going, and we had to cut across the wind, which was a bit of a problem. And then we paddled something like the last 7 or 8 kilometres to where we were staying on that evening, which was just by a loch.
Right.
So that was the remainder of Sunday.
And you were camping out, rough camping, no proper campsite on Sunday night. Is that correct?
There was a shower block there, but it wasn't.
All right.
It wasn't.
Fairly basic.
Yeah, it was basic stuff. Yeah, but on the Sunday night that I did suffer a little bit with my PD, in so much as I was incredibly tired, but I think everybody was. But the way I have to deal with it is 20 minutes of sleep and I'm back up and running.
It's quite a challenge for anybody, but especially with the cold. I believe cold aggravates some of the symptoms. Is that correct?
It does, but I was remarkably symptoms free a lot of the time. I'm not sure what was happening, but the exercise was helping tremendously with my symptoms, in so much as not getting them. My shake, my tremor was almost disappeared over the week actually. The only thing that did hit me was the tiredness.
Right. So, apart from the tiredness, you might want to spend the rest of your life canoeing up and down Loch Ness, no?
Why not?
Sunday night, a bit of rest, and Monday was your final day. Now, the last I saw of the weather forecast up that direction, it wasn't looking too clever for Monday. So how were things when you woke up on Monday?
Yeah, they were quite wet. We had it was drizzling the majority of the morning. So we set off a reasonable hour, about 9 o'clock I think it was. We were all wrapped up in our waterproofs. We got probably halfway there, and then it started to heat up. One of the problems we've got is because the temperature can change so rapidly, and with the additional work that you're doing, your body temperature increases to a point where you've got to start taking layers off. And when you've got your life jacket on, your buoyancy, that's difficult. So the last couple of kilometres were very hot and uncomfortable. But at the finish line, my wife Jill was there, and there was a few other people from other people's families there, and it was a little bit emotional.
So quite a welcoming party. That's good.
Yeah, it was tough that last little bit.